Hi, so welcome to my quick and easy video. I'm going to show you guys how to make one of these scrunchies. These take me less than 10 minutes to make, and if I sell them at market shows in like packs of four, they sell really well. I'm talking like I can sell packs of them all day. And they're really easy to make. They don't take long, and anybody who can do basic stitches for crochet can make this. To get started, what you need is some yarn. I like these velvet yarns. I actually got this on Temu, but you guys can get it wherever you want. Um, just whatever works. Make sure it's about an Aran weight. You don't want something super bulky unless you want to work with something super bulky, but this is about an Aran weight. I checked it with my wraps per inch tool. You're going to need some hair ties. I like these ones from Goody. I think they're nice because they're nice and thick. You want to make sure you have the ouchless style ones. Some of the cheaper ones you can get on Amazon kind of are this thin, and I find that they break easily, but if this is all you can afford, then go for it. But these are the ones I like. And you're going to need a hook. I'm using a J hook. You can use an I if you crochet loose, or a 6.5 millimeter hook if you crochet a little bit tighter. Um, Whatever works for you. Also make sure it fits your yarn. So because this is an Aran weight yarn, it makes sense. You're also going to need scissors and a needle to weave in your ends. But those are typical notions you should have anyways. So I started by actually knotting the yarn onto um, the hair tie, and I made sure I put it over the seam of where the ouchlessness is, because it's like a little hard seam. And then I'm just going to kind of do that, and then I'm going to chain one, and then I'm just going to single crochet all the way around. And there's a trick to doing this. So I'm just going to single crochet, and then every so often I'm going to take this and I'm going to stretch the band, and I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to like kind of scrunch up the stitches. Keep my hook in here. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around. So I'm just going to do some single crochet, scrunch them up. Like I said, I'm just doing a single crochet, so this is really easy. There's no counting involved in this project, and you can just make it as big as you want. And then I just pull them, scrunch it. So I'm going to keep doing this, and then once I get to the end of the row, I'll show you next row. So I will be right back. Okay, so going back, I got the last little bit. So as you can see, as I pulled it and I pull it tight and scrunch it, it pushes it and it kind of gives it a bit of a ruffle. So I'm going to do these last few and start the next row, which I swear you guys are going to love how easy these are. These work up so quickly, and like I said, I sell them in packs of four. I do a couple, like I'll do a, for this one, these will be purple, and then I'll do some yellow with them. And because I live in Minnesota and do craft shows in Minnesota, these will sell because they'll be Vikings colors. So just I do this. The only reason I knot the yarn onto the elastic is because of when it stretches, you don't want it to undo your tying in, so it's a little bit more secure. And then you just kind of find your first stitch. You're going to join with a slip stitch. If you get the second stitch, it's fine. It's whatever. And then you're going to chain two. And this is why I'm saying this is super simple. And you're just going to double crochet basically all the way around. If you miss a stitch, it's okay. If you accidentally put two double crochet in one stitch, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Try and make sure they're even, but having a few extra here and there actually helps make it ruffle a little bit more. So you can just kind of go. I find this project is a really good pocket project or like purse project. So that if you're at like a at a doctor's appointment and you're sitting in the waiting room and you don't want to haul around like a big project or something that's really fussy, you can bring you can easily throw like a zippy bag of some of these hair ties into, you can just basically a small bag of everything you need and be good to go. So as you can see there, I think I just did 2 stitches in one, and then I just work it around. Like I said, these take me 10 minutes at most to kind of work up. They're perfect for small project things, and if you sell in shows, I sell them for $5 per pack, but I'm sure I could get 7 per pack and it would be just fine. The trick is to make sure you're using like one of those velvet yarns. I find that these velvet yarns aren't really good for much else, because they kill stitch definition, and when you wash them, they get really like gross. So yeah. So you can see as I'm working it up, it's naturally rippling, not ripping, and then it's just kind of making a really neat project. Um, so yeah. And like I said, I got this velvet yarn on Temu. There's not going to be a link or anything for it. I've used scraps left over from other velvet yarn projects. You can use, I like the velvet because it's soft, but you could use regular, thick yarn if you wanted to. I find that the velvet sells better and is better over because it's just super soft and they're kind of trendy right now. So yeah, these are this. So I'm going to continue crocheting all the way around, and then I will finish this up and show you guys the end. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to put a couple stitches in my last one here, and then I'm just going to join to the first stitch with a slip stitch. Oh, I should go back and show you guys that actually on camera. Okay, so I'm going to do one last double crochet, and then I'm just going to join to the first stitch with a slip stitch, as I was saying, pull it, and then, I don't know, right there is good. Snip it. There's going to be little fuzzies when you cut this velvet yarn. That is just what happens. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull it all the way through the stitch, and then kind of pull it to tighten. This is actually a secure end. This is called the invisible end. But I'm a little terrified always. Even though I know it'll stay, I still weave in my end just a touch. As long as I don't accidentally pull some of the fuzzy off. So I'm going to take a tapestry needle. I like a bent tip one. You do whatever works for you. And then I'm just going to kind of just weave it in. I'll weave it one direction, then I'll go back the other, and then I will cinch it up really tight. Grab the scissors. Like I said, this is a secure end, so it's pretty good. Grab the scissors, pull it. There it is. It's invisible. Then I'm going to do the bottom, the starting one. If you're pretty crafty about it, you can absolutely just crochet over this and then cut your tail. But I didn't do that here. But yeah, you can just weave it in along the hair tie. So I'm weaving it in like this. And I'm getting fuzzies everywhere, which that's the downside of this yarn, is like it sheds, and it doesn't matter what brand you use. It's just the nature of this yarn. So I'll go back and forth a couple of times, push it through. You want to go one direction and then you want to go to the opposite direction. That just secures knots anyways. It kind of locks your yarn in place. But as you remember, we knotted this on here, and you could even just melt it on with some fire. I'm not going to do that. But this is a plastic-based yarn, so you could do that if you really are nervous. And then pull it. Pull your yarn, your hair tie so that the end pops in. And if you need to, you can cut it a little bit more because it popped out. And you're good to go. And there you go. You have a hair tie. So, and you can see they're about the same size. They might vary a little bit, but they're fun. You can, like I said, I do them in sets of 4. but this works really great. I hope this was a good tutorial for you and you learned something or you have a new project to work on. Thanks for watching.